last name?
Valerie.
Valerie called and she wants to know if she left her phone cord in your car when you took her up to read it.
Actually, I think it's my purse.
Excellent. She'll be so happy.
So they're okay? Everything worked out?
Oh, she's blissfully happy over there.
If it's not my purse, this. Yeah, like, I don't know, guys. I find shit. Like, nobody was here.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
All the snow. Drunk
so
through all the
maybe
snow.
this is it.
Police.
Anybody gonna go that way anytime soon? Possibly.
Which way?
Towards Rita's way.
What's with all the cameras?
Yeah, I wonder what's up.
We're celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, if they ask again,
We're dueling.
got it.
Gotta create
They'll take a
content.
trip up there.
By the way, pilots, I don't see Steve Bass here, but I've discussed this with Eric. And you, Jack, and I, and Steve, and anyone else who may have some litigation pending, really should get together, you know, possibly his office, that would be best place, you know, and you know, get everything pretty much in order.
I think John has a list of everybody's court dates, right?
I don't think John has.
I don't
I
know.
might have mine on here.
When's your next one?
Wait, February.
When's your next one, Jack?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you better know.
Eric's like, I don't know, it'll come up.
You bloody better know.
You'll know when it comes.
Well, he just had his,
If I
trial that was
presented this
canceled
thing,
like a couple
you
days
will be
ago, so I'm
subpoenaed.
sure he does have it written somewhere, and he will be able to figure it out.
No, I'm going to subpoena you.
So, Occupy Safe Haven has 1 week left at my place, right? After that, we're going to stand down for a while. There's going to be no police or eviction attempts for that week. So that gives us a week to be sane and find new places for everybody to live, try to encourage others to open their hearts and their homes, and also to seek out a communal home we might all have together. We've already checked out a couple of places, and we're going to keep looking. But this buys us a week of calmness instead of fretting every day about what's going to happen.
Do you have a place to stash your paintings?
Well, wait,
We're not going to lose the apartment.
what is the details of this? Like, what do you mean? Who did you make
Talk
an
to
agreement with?
The guy, the complex manager, office guy, suit tie guy.
Oh, so your landlord. So they're not pursuing the eviction.
That's right.
Okay.
Provided they come back on Tuesday and it's just me living there.
So you get to stay
Which is what
afterwards.
it's going to be for a little while. Yes,
Cool.
it pains me deeply that I cannot protect everybody at this time. But because eventually they will bring police with guns and force us to leave, and unless we're prepared to take a stand against that, I don't see the nonviolent, peaceful, loving way to hold the place at this time. So, we get a new place. When Occupy Safe Haven first started, we had one tent in the park. One guy slept in it, and we stayed, John and myself stayed up all night and watched out for him. And then we had tents on the stage, and then we had Occucar, and then we had the apartment. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah.
You know, Occucondo.
Occucondo, Occufarm, thank you very much.
Oh, by the way, which also, do you have the date of the date that your car is going to be auctioned?
I think it's January 12th.
January 12th.
Well, I thought it was for
No, I'll check.
Saturday through Sunday.
I'll check that website page.
So, who wants to help house people?
Wants to, I would love to, but like I said, I've already got one who's permanent, and he had to be cleared via the powers that be. And one is all that I can house at a time.
I guess what about my roommates if I have girls that stay working a couple nights, like, you know, we can do like spot like here and there, but it'd be like one person at a time, like once a week at the most.
If everybody hosts one person just for a little while.
Yeah.
And again, everybody's got a week to kind of get their bearings and try to sort out some of the situation for themselves. But all I know is I've seen people go from being in pretty dire straits to watching their faces actually improve every day with having a safe place to sleep, with having some food, not having to worry about the pressures and stresses of the streets all the time. And that's been a blessing. If anybody wants like to host a larger number of people, I could come over and sleep over for like a night or two and make sure it's copacetic and whatever we can do to help. But yeah, it seems to me it doesn't help anything to limit lose that apartment at this time. If I lose the apartment, then I now have to focus entirely on my own needs. I can't even help and get to do any of this stuff. So.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard balance.
But we need a place where they don't come in with guns and kick us around and tell us to move on. And we need to establish a community where you're still a human being even if you don't have money. We're all human beings regardless of whether
Whose food is
we pay
this?
rent or not.
Did you order food?
Yeah. I did. Thank you very much.
That's good, thank you very much.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's a good.
Pork.
What if we got a big communal space where people could probably sleep at night, but which also was dedicated to everybody's creative pursuits during the day? So like art studio, music studio, tattoo parlor, whatever you want to do, jewelry making, rooftop garden, and everybody's ventures and projects coming together, providing a whole that was much larger than any one thing. Make like a thought collective or a communal home or something.
Guys, how?
Well, a couple of like my burner friends, they used to have this spot. Burners is kind of a reference to people that go to Burning Man and do like big art projects, and then take them out to Nevada New Drugs for a weekend party, and then take down their big impermanent art. And they all set it on fire. It's actually a fascinating experience. Kind of like a modern day Animal Woodstock with meets Pixar films kind of stuff. And they had a spot down in the old H.M. Woods building, which is the lumber yard that was down off of Salt Ledge. And they had a spot that they called the Incubator. And what they would do is they produced art out of it. They would sell the art. Selling of the art basically would partially fund the renting of the space. And then they would throw parties once or twice a month there. Like rave style parties or shows or whatever. And lived there, like I know 2 or 3 people lived there successfully for over a year. So there, is certain kind of opportunities like that. It's a matter of kind of finding the spot. But there's a shit ton of empty commercial real estate down here right now. It would essentially like you'd have to work it to where some guy comes in and you're like, hey, I'm an artist. I'm looking for a potential studio spot. Not necessarily, hey, we're gonna advertise in front that you're gonna use it for so-called safe haven. But like you could maybe get away with staying occupied. You just want to do a little bit of research first on the potential landlord and see if they're going to be at all sympathetic, because it could really go the right way too. Somebody wants to support Occupy, and they might be willing to, this be a way that they can support without necessarily having to stand on a street corner or get in front of batons and stuff. But they might, feel good about, maybe just breaking even on what they need to make on the property per month. So, I'm just thinking out loud. But say you find, like Xanthi's studio, for instance, and I'm not saying that would work, but that's only like $600 a month. So, you can do things to come up with $600, especially if it's among like 6 or 7 people. I'm sure each person can find $100 somehow throughout a 30-day period, hopefully. So it's just going to take a little bit of organization, brainstorming, and then, execution, and having somebody that can approach the landlord and talk the talk and try to negotiate something. But it's something that I could see having happen. Just wants to make sure to get the whole ponytail.
I was just going to say just what you said. Like, I just want to restate, I know I said last night, but I think that what's important to a lot of the people is the fact that they have some place that is safe to sleep and that they don't have to worry about a police raid coming in and stuff. It really does need to be legit. In terms of landlord knowing what's going on, in terms of zoning, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be legit. Otherwise, you're always going to be on alert of where we can be, shut down at any time.
Well, we
So,
have that
like,
for a week now.
Like what Steve said last night, I think they should be separate too in terms of like, where, we can make statements with squatting and things like that, making our statement. But as far as a safe home, safe haven for people to actually sleep at, it needs to be legit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I tend to agree that it'd be really nice that we wouldn't have to, worry about being raided and whatnot. And I mean, that is like optional. But if we do need to do some temporary squatting, we can do things to ensure their safety. We can have night watches and whatever until we can secure a safe place. And we wouldn't want to do that for very long though, so we'd have to, like, I don't know, we need to start working on this fast, and I wish I knew what to freaking do to make this process go faster, because I do have some extra time this week, but I don't know, like, what I'm looking for. So if somebody can, like, lead me in the right direction and say, this is what you need to be looking for, or this is what you should be, like, doing, like, I don't freaking know. Like, I've only ever had to find a place for myself, and I don't know, I'm easy to fit in somewhere. I lived in a tiny bedroom one time in this great big house with 100 dudes.
How important is this to people? Like, okay,
It's pretty
like,
important
what,
to me.
I mean, like, as a whole, like, how high up on the priority list is this for everybody?
Well, this is
honestly?
a matter of them, like, not sleeping outside and freezing to death.
But I meant
Right.
for Occupy as a whole, like, is this the #1 priority at this time?
If we would
or-
challenge the
But-
existing society, we must build a better society than the one that presently exists.
And I don't know, can we
I would put
do
it at the top of, you know, among our rankings, it would be way at the top, toward the
Well, it's
top.
most time
Let's not try to do
sensitive.
#1, #2, and
Yeah, we
#3
gotta look at
though.
it.
Let's just say it's really important.
Can we do like a, you know, if you're, I think it's a 1 of importance, which is the lowest, and a 3 of importance is the highest, and a 2 kind of middle ground. Can we do like a testing to see like what everybody's thinking and stuff? Because I mean, if we want to change the world, we got to start like on a personal basis, and so many of us have been doing that. You know, I think it's pretty important to all of us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. But like, yeah, no.
Well, you know, I'd be more than happy to say that, you know, once again, it's the most time-sensitive issue, and it's a health and safety issue. You know, but it's also a matter of, I'm having a hard time trying to find time for anything right now outside of just trying to make sure that I have my bills paid. So, but even with just like other Occupy stuff that is kind of Joel designated is somewhat difficult to find the bandwidth for. But with that being said, I think we can all come up with ideas. And, you know, like if we can approach this as we would approach anything else, you know, like I think, you know, Raymond and you did a good job of kind of typing up, you know, what essentially were press releases. And then basically, let's do an update and let's start asking other people for, you know, what ideas could they see to solve this. And then we can, you know, there's people that we all have in our networks that might have resources that, you know, we're tapping into, whether it's realtors or property managers and things of that nature. The first thing off the bat, like, you know, in a week, even if we had money for like a month deposit and a month's rent, and to go try to find an art studio to kind of camp out of, you know, putting things together in a week would be kind of difficult. So I think the first thing to do would be able to come up with a contingency plan that at least gives people a roof. And one of the ways to maybe do that is to find, I hate to say it, like, and this is completely off record, but, you know, it's something, you know, there are plenty of people that are absentee landlords, or that, you know, have a home and then had to move because of a job, and then have been having a hard time finding people to move into that home. You know, there might be a way to tap into that, and even if it's not necessarily like above board, find places that maybe still have access to utilities and the utilities on it, and get people in there. But it's going to take
Build a shower, build some plywood lofts.
Well, you know, like the thing is, like, and it's not necessarily going to be centrally located, but it could be a house on the west side. It could be a house over, you know, off of Fillmore, on either side of I-25. There could be other spots out there where we could find a house, like, for lack of a better way to put it, for people to squat in while we're working on a 30-day plan. So, like, have a 7-day plan, a 30-day plan, then a 90-day plan. Because trying to move the earth, like, in just, you know, 7 days might be unrealistic. But I know that that we could find, I know for sure that we could find a place with a roof and with walls, you know, in 7 days. It's just a matter of then, you know, it's not necessarily going to be something that that you're going to feel completely safe in.
Do you mind
because
a
there's still
crappy neighborhood?
If we go there,
All the better,
We can protect each
less
other.
likely that they call in.
Well, I've been
Yeah,
completely
that's
safe for
same thing
3
we do in
years there,
Texas, people
so.
staying up all night.
You
I can
guys
look
have
through there,
tents?
see what kind of, which
You guys
house has
have
been
tents?
open for a long
I have
time.
one tent,
It's a good idea, Lisa.
one propane.
What neighborhood?
Well,
Airport and Murray.
this is short
Wait, you
term,
live right next
guys.
to me?
Huh?
I mean, the short term
guess
solution
I
right
do.
here is occupying Bob Krause's front yard.
He gave us permission last night. He is being
He's
foreclosed
being
on.
foreclosed on and evicted in 8
And
days.
he gave us permission as of Monday. We can
So maybe that can be part of our 7-day plan.
Exactly, the 7-day plan, we can just pop tents, we're gonna go talk to all the neighbors. As of Monday at noon, we will be occupying in his front yard. So let's pop the tents, we can do it in the backyard.
Right, they have New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's the second.
Yeah.
We still have 2
So
big.
the third is whenever he has to get my place, so you're lining up.
So that would be perfect. We can get everybody over to Bob Krause's house. He's being foreclosed on, so it's one of those things.
It feels like 2 birds with 1 stone, you know what I mean?
Yes, it does.
It's making a
Yeah,
point.
it's we're making a
Yeah.
point. They have a safe place because they're not gonna be evicted off of that property. Because
Right.
Bob is giving
Yeah.
us permission to be there.
Kristen? Have we talked to any media or anything about that yet?
Not yet. We'll release that,
When it's ready.
yeah. Don't wanna give them too much of a heads up.
Right.
So,
And I was just gonna say too, when I was asking about like priority or whatever, one of my things too is, if we're gonna be putting a lot of time and effort into helping like set up a community home, community space, there needs to be some structure, okay? There needs to be some structure that's not gonna destroy it from the inside in days, okay? Because I've seen some very non-structured type of things going on that will completely destroy it from the inside. We won't even have to worry about the police or the city or a landlord because they're gonna destroy it themselves, you know, between themselves. So there has to be some set structure in place too if we're gonna put, you know what I mean, like this effort into it, I think personally, because otherwise it's just gonna fall again, you know what I mean, and it'd just be a continuous cycle.
Now, by structure, are we talking like a handbook?
Oh.
What about like guidelines?
Well, some like mutual respect just to start out with. I mean, for one thing, like, you know what I mean, just some mutual respect, period.
To one person,
If
something
people are
common sense
fighting-
might be one thing, and to another person,
That's
common
what
sense
I'm
might be something totally different.
But if people are fighting, people that are living together are freaking getting in physical fights, okay, that's not acceptable. You know what I mean? For a community space, it's not acceptable to have people that's living together, completely uncomfortable with each other and getting in physical fights, which has happened.
This ain't real world.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
I can see the reality TV show now.
Right? Maybe we should. That could be our like income.
See,
Squatters
Clifton
reality
just
show.
thought the same thought I had.
Occupy reality.
Actually, we could spin that off and edit that and submit it to MTV and see if they like
We
it.
have to be really careful because we wouldn't want to make ourselves look that bad.
Yeah,
Not Jersey
no.
Shore bad, but
You'd have to if you wanted to. You'd have to if you wanted to show.
what?
You'd have to if you wanted to show.
Well,
But
what, I mean,
that's besides.
let me ask you this, Mike. Is there, okay, let's say we had a YouTube channel that was specifically like an Occupy Safe Haven reality show. How can you monetize that? Like, I know that people are able to monetize YouTube, but
Well,
like,
the way my videos are monetized are you get Google AdSense, and the Google ads that are in the side of videos,
yeah.
those go right to the people who put.
So we can
videos
find
up.
like the manufacturers of the tents we use, or like different things.
Well, you can get sponsorship, yeah, but no, Google AdSense puts the ads there for you.
But I don't think we want to go corporate with
Well,
Occupy.
but that's the thing is, that's the thing is, it's not corporate. Like, because there's not a corporation. We're talking like, you know, it's quite simply like money to hip hop. Like,
But
it's
advertising for corporations, though, is what you're talking about.
well, okay, that's a good point. But here's the point, the counterpoint that I would bring to that is, you know, how much could that bring in, and would that be enough to pay for the roof over people's heads? And so,
Would it be worth selling out for, though?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think it
haven't.
would. Yeah,
So,
I
What if we,
like
what if we
I feel like
advertise small
a
businesses
crud ball.
and make
But,
small profit
but the
out of
thing
it?
is, you don't get to choose when you utilize things like ad choices, okay? You don't get to choose
Yeah.
what's put up there. Like, they can freaking put an ad for Obama if they want to on your page. Like, ad choices, they throw in there what they want. You don't get to say.
Yeah. Walmart can advertise.
Yeah, exactly. Like Walmart.
I get a lot of churches on my videos.
Really? Maybe they're trying to tell us something. I don't know.
well, I would love the irony of getting paid by Walmart to house Safe Haven. Like, I find a certain poetry in that personally, but
Well, we can also put a
I mean, I don't have the technical know-how to get this done anyway. I'm just throwing ideas out there, trying to help people find solutions.
Okay, well, I think right now, we've got a short-term solution. We've got 7 days at Jack's place. On the 6th day, we're ready to start occupying Bob Krause's front property. So at this
What do we
point,
have for
I
tents
think
for this? On
One, we need to check Grayson's supplies.
Yeah, no,
Also,
we
they got
have-
two.
All right, tent count.
Yeah, we
One.
have tons of tents. Because
Well,
Grayson
let me-
has
I get all the
all
more tiny
the ones that were donated to us that we weren't using,
using.
all went to Grayson's basement.
So,
So there's
Oh, is
quite
that
a
what
few
we're doing
of
back
them, so
there?
we
What's
can get in
that?
touch with Grayson.
The blue one's still there.
And probably all his sleeping bags and stuff. So guys, what we need to do is actually prepare to occupy again, is what we need to be doing. We need to be prepared for the cold weather outside. I know it's cold, but it's still a safe place. It's there. So, I mean, we need to make sure we have tents and sleeping bags.
And heaters
all that
and
stuff.
propane.
Heaters, propane,
Noodles,
stoves.
stuff,
And how long is that gonna last?
Non-perishable
Days or?
No, I can get more.
As long as they don't come and remove us, we can stay there as long as we need.
I have theirs.
Bob said we are more than welcome to occupy
It's just a matter of if they,
of what the banks and how that all goes. So I mean,
We're gonna
Are you
check
gonna go
the
to Rita's?
flyers around and stuff too
Or
together,
just
if
No.
anybody can help with like getting facts and
I'm supposed
information
to be
together for
at
that, so that we can actually go
out
to
with
the
my husband
neighborhood.
right now.
Talk to different
I'll
people,
talk
go
to
to door
everybody
door
and
and
let
tell
them
them
know.
why we're here.
been arranged for this.
Why would
Wait, get
What was the
flyers for like,
question?
are we wanting to inform people like on the foreclosures and
yes,
that
and
type
why
of
we're
okay.
there, they're being, Bob's being foreclosed on, illegally foreclosed on for one, because I think he owes less than $90,000 on his home also. So that's, it's another, it's just another step that they're screwing him and he doesn't know what to do.
he's
So-
taking care of his own
So,
stuff.
somebody
I
posted
mean-
about if it's under 90,000, what to
I
do.
actually want to
And
talk
so we might look into that, filling out some of the paperwork for it being under 90,000.
do you, I don't know what exactly like details that you talked to him, but do you think you could try to work something out that some of these guys, girls, whoever that needs to can go in and shower? You know, if we pick up our stuff,
Yes, I'm
and
gonna
then
go
maybe
and
we could
talk
use
to
the
him.
kitchen too, because
Yes,
we would be
because the-
help clean violation.
Exactly. And he is actually pretty much gonna completely move out of the home. Because he doesn't wanna lose any of this stuff. He's scared to death. He's already lost it, pretty much everything else he has. So, he's packing tomorrow and moving on Friday.
Anybody can help, please.
Anybody that can help, I posted the address on Facebook. We're starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow
So you
morning.
getting a U-Haul or?
On Friday, I think so. We're doing trucks and stuff. I think we're just pretty much what we're asking for is just everybody to bring their trucks. And Robin is gonna actually, we're gonna move it all up to her garage, up to Robin's garage for now.
Has that, are they actually, is that when they're having the sale?
No,
The house or is it-
no, they have done it, they came in and they gave him his 8-day notice
Okay.
of, they will be in on the 8th day to remove him. They gave him 8 business days.
What's the 8th day?
Next Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Wednesday after the tomorrow.
yeah, a week
So
from
we want to be
tomorrow.
in on the set 6th.
The 2nd. We'll be there the 2nd. We're gonna start the 2nd at noon.
So
Yes,
we
I just-
very well may be evicted the following day though, with him.
Well, on
But
the,
let's
think we can
look
hold
at
out our
different
own
occupies and what has happened that with foreclosures in such as Atlanta and Riverside, and where Occupy has actually occupied these people's front yards to a point where the bank has actually renegotiated the contract and loan
Oh,
with
and I
the,
do think
with
that's a
the
good
owners.
idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
like
we
a lot of
probably
us
should
feel that
back up
people have a
plan.
right to their
Yeah,
homes
should.
and that people's homes are.
Well,
so
yeah,
really
totally,
expensive.
totally. And I mean, that's what gives us, we have, at least we know what we can do come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then, you know, from this point on to then, we need to be looking for a backup plan.
Yep, developing options.
Are you guys, last night, last night I brought up the idea of the forensic audit that should get a lot of people off the hook. And I want to know if it's a legitimate enterprise from when, it could be exaggerated in importance. It sounds good, but I have educational money coming from the government via my disabled spouse. I could actually take these classes instead of, instead of the hacking them like I thought of earlier. But I could actually take these classes and, do the forensic audits, pro bono for those who can't pay, and
That
those
would
who
be
can pay,
amazing
make it.
if you do, Lisa. That would be amazing.
That would be a huge
It would
fucking
be
help
great
because,
for me too.
like, I've spent my hours looking at like documents and paperwork and trying to wrap my head around it. And there's actually some fantastic videos on YouTube with people talking about, okay, this is where you look for. This is how you can get evidence of robo-signing, and to look on this page here and this page here, and look at these dates and figure out ways to line it up. But like, yeah, it's basically, it's very easy. Like, it could be a full-time like paralegal job. It's really mentally labor intensive to try to process like where everything is, especially when you're just learning out. Like I read 53 pages last week, and that was just one document of step through of like point A to point B on stuff, and like, you know, I was reading it. So to experientially go through it, like, is going to be even more shit. But like that's the thing, is like I could see this, you know, eventually evolving to that. And I mean, it could be a really viable like nonprofit, you know, like basically a foreclosure advocacy group.
I would love to.
And I can see the groundwork for it. But it would be helpful to convince people to provide funding if you have somebody that has has gone to school for, you know, forensic accounting. But like, I think that's a big, you know, key with a lot of it. You know, is to try to keep it from ever having to go and occupy the property.
Oh, exactly.
I just asked for clarification on Bob's house. So we're going to start
Occupying on the second.
On the second. But okay, so do we have like new signs yet, or we need to make new signs like that focus on foreclosure?
Right.
Or okay.
Yes, we need all.
And then I was going to say too, just to keep in mind, everybody, I know you had just asked about if we can utilize the kitchen and bathroom. One of the things we have to keep in mind is cause minimal, no damage at all to inside or outside of the house.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when a foreclosure takes place, the bank will sell it off, and like there's the possibility that he still has to pay the money if the bank's not able to sell it for how much that he gets.
And you're going to have to respect the home completely.
Exactly.
And if you don't, then you're going to be asked to leave and not come back.
Because that is like,
that is their property, and they're inviting you onto their property.
Does Bob mind if we set up a kitchen tent?
Well, the thing is, he doesn't care. If you guys want to set up a kitchen tent, set it up.
Feed the people.
It might be nice to have a refrigerator,
Right.
store things in, so that we didn't have to worry about ice and coolers. And during the day, I mean, it's fucking Colorado.
But if he's being evicted, he's gonna
Just
shut
whether
down
you
all his
don't want any-
utilities, so you're not, I would assume,
Well,
so you're not gonna have
but
power.
the bank doesn't shut down the utilities. I think he would have to. I don't know for sure.
But I can't see him wanting to pay for
Maybe we
utilities
can
in the
keep it
house
going
he doesn't occupy.
for a few more days and see how it goes.
He might
See what
let us.
But I mean, if
but
we
we're
could-
talking about somebody who's already just had legal issues. He's got health issues. He's got legal issues. He's facing foreclosure. I would not feel comfortable at all in asking him to pay for 1 day worth of utilities for us. Quite honestly.
No, not for. Well, he's gonna have to keep the
No, he can
a little bit of food out anyways. To keep the pipes from freezing.
Oh, yeah, this
If
weather.
he
Well,
can,
he
so
could
I'm not
order
gonna.
less if
But
it's
he could
not
cares
his
less
anymore.
if he's walking away from the home because of the bank's.
Let the banks pay
Right.
to replumb it,
Okay.
you know, it.
But if we win this and he keeps the house, I mean, we don't want the fucking pipes to be destroyed. Okay, I don't know. I don't. That's
Yes.
worth anything right now, honestly. But I guess I could just say.
There's enough snow we can.
Yeah, I didn't find any.
So you've looked into the forensic auditing
The other
more than
redhead.
anybody else that I know. What time frame are we looking at that would it take to get the
Right now,
certification
we're at the
degree
GA,
or whatever it is you
we're in
have
the
to have?
meeting.
I was actually going to ask you that.
Well, are you an accountant?
No,
Yeah.
I am
Are
not.
you an accountant?
I used to
But I
write
can't
notes,
be.
but like I know how to.
No, I meant like
I
the
know how to
CPA.
perform. I
No,
perform
never
forensic
taken any accounting
before,
classes.
That's usually not just a couple of weeks. Like if it's
I wasn't
for-
thinking weeks, I was thinking months.
Well,
You know, like that's the thing is this is also, you know, it is on the job training, and if we could put all our heads together, and not just us Occupy Colorado Springs, but there's other occupies like across the board. Like, you know, I was up in Denver the weekend
They
before
have
last,
some.
and well, actually we were I think further ahead like in our program than they were, because they weren't even thinking of basically like the whole step of the front end stuff. They were just starting to collaborate on, you know, occupying the properties, but you know. It's just the hardest part is finding literally the 20 to 30 hours a week just to learn this shit. Like, cause it's pretty labor intensive. But if we can collaborate and then collaborate with you know, like Occupy Homes and everybody else across the board, you know, and start building that library. The hard thing is that, you know, things are state specific and Colorado's wacky on some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado's crazy on their, a lot of their stuff.
To protect people's right to a home is a noble thing.
Well, you know, it's once again, in my approximation, it's very much what Occupy is about. It's a great way to actually seriously help people, you know, stabilize their lives and their family, and you know, it's a good chance to make friends and get some positive press too. Exactly. most important one there is keeping people with a roof over their fucking
But
heads.
you gotta be very careful which people are selected to occupy. You have to be very careful that you have legal background information. In other words, you're going to need some terms, that's one, to stand by. As I say, you must very carefully screen the people that you're going against.
We must
They're
welcome
occupying
everybody.
box.
No, that isn't the way.
Yes.
That's what got you in trouble.
Shelter everybody.
That's
Take
what
care
got
of
you in
everybody.
trouble.
Love everybody.
No,
Don't screen, love.
no.
I'm sorry, are we talking about occupying Bob Krause's place?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful about the people you have there.
Fucking A.
But everybody can know, you know, what they're getting themselves into. We can explain it to everybody. So
Well,
everybody
no,
knows
but
exactly
you
what
want some people that are savvy politically. You want people that are desperate, and you have to remember that this is an action, not a party.
And that's why,
It's both
well,
an
see,
action
we're
and a
gonna need people to be there on the property, and we're gonna need people to go around the neighborhood and talk to people. So everybody will
Big
have a
numbers
place.
either way, you know.
Everyone will have a place.
Yeah, but you can't be having Joey's and.
We just have to have an understanding of the respect towards the property as well.
Yes.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah, just the respect of the property is what it's gonna come
You
down
can't be
to.
having dope around.
Yeah, and if somebody
gotta be
isn't
very,
respecting the property,
very,
you can
very
talk to them and then, you know, add
Give
some.
them a
No,
chance.
it has to be a very disciplined action, and it has to be well prepared, and you must have legal backup. In other words, you gotta have a plan behind
Patty
it.
Perillo.
So,
Exactly. I mean, it has to be,
Somebody's an occupied
it
t-shirt.
has to be organized like a military action.
and we'll talk to Bob in terms of what we need to do strategically, we'll talk to them, who we need to talk to. So we'll definitely get that information. So guys, I just wanted to, I don't know if we need to vote on this or something, I just wanted to get a consensus on this or whatnot, see what people feel, but, in terms of, and what I said to you yesterday, Raven, about the website was a little harsh, but nonetheless, I think it'd be good for like one of the sub-pages, you know, so maybe the direct action pages or something. But in my opinion, I think we're creating a brand, and that's really what we're doing. We're trying to appease to the rest of the people who have not come forward yet to join us. We need to create a brand, we need to create a logo, we need to create something to give to people. And I think the logo that we had before with the fist and the mountain and the flag behind it was solid, and it was simple and to the
Who
point.
came up with that? Where did that come from?
It was a collaboration of what you found, Michael, I believe, or?
If you're finished. Is she quite happy that we're charging the safe?
Yeah. Because we had that real early.
Yeah, it came in real early.
So, so my suggestion is that we just make sure that we have that as the main logo on the front page, and make sure that it's prominent on all the pages and whatever you do on the other
Why don't
pages.
we
You know?
One of the things on real quick I wanted to touch on though is that is bright colors. And when you do web layout, okay, like that is really hard to incorporate the way that our web page is actually set up. It's going to be really hard to incorporate that into an actual web page layout, like the way that layouts are actually.
I can help you with that if you want, but I mean,
Because we have a lot of
that's
videos
just
and
a
corresponding
graphic.
pictures. But the thing is, like, we have a lot of videos and corresponding pictures that go on the page,
Sure.
and so then it actually causes, I mean,
It's just about
chaos
making a
in the
title
web
bar
page.
that separates that,
Yeah,
so you
if it was
have
a-
your logo.
Yeah, I like the idea of the title bar as opposed to the wallpaper. But then that would still allow you to have it clean.
Yeah, it'd be clean.
You know, but you'll still have
so
to
that
like
one's
across the top.
a no-go then, or?
I like it. I think
I
it's
do
fresh.
like
His
it,
birthday party.
but I
That's on there right now.
like the Colorado all-American look of the other one.
The flag.
Like, cause that right there just looks like we're prisoners. Like, I don't mean to say it just looks like
An
we're
hour late
prisoners.
for my husband's birthday
How
party.
about-
Have fun.
Breaking away some money.
It was just something nagging me to come here.
I don't know. I like it.
That's actually pretty
Fresh.
sick.
I would.
I think it's fresh. I think it's
Money signs.
good idea.
Is there
But I mean, it's all about marketing, Joel. You know what I'm talking about. It's all about branding. It's all about marketing, and what we've been using from the beginning should be what we maintain. Is all I'm saying.
Nike never changed their logo.
If I miss anything really
And
big,
you gotta
can
look
you
at-
shoot
Oh,
me
yeah.
an email,
You've been-
thank you, because I'm an hour late for my husband's birthday party.
Oh, please,
have
go
fun.
enjoy.
We'll see you.
Bye, Lisa.
I
Be
will
safe.
call you tomorrow.
I mean, my example is Microsoft Windows. You know,
Someone just
it's like
nagged
you
me
think
to-
Windows, you want to see a window, you see a window, and the only thing they've done is change it little bits here and there, to make it look a little different, but it's still the same basic logo.
Okay, what are we here to do? Like change the world. We're to change the world.
This is
We're-
all
we're here
part
to
of
change how-
this.
how
This is
things
all
run.
part of this, because if we don't market this correctly, we're not going to get the support that we
Fuck
need.
marketing.
This is
Marketing
you
is
have
how
no
you get
understanding
people.
of business then. Okay, so this is all I'm trying to say. It's about grouping and IDing and all this together and coming up with one solid idea so that we can market this to people. There's no point in going out and
So-
trying to change the world if we can't get people on our side.
So by changing a picture or keeping a picture the same, that is how we're gonna get people on board.
Yes.
That's not how I wanna get people on board.
Yes, it's all
I wanna get
subconscious.
people on
We use the
board.
same systems that they've
No,
been using to brainwash
I will not
us.
be a part of brainwashing. Fuck that.
You don't understand what I'm saying
Okay,
at
so
all.
It's not brainwashing.
Can I
First of all,
say
you have
real
to come to people where their
But
intellects
can I
are.
say real quick too, on that
It's
note,
fucking
like, okay, the
ridiculous.
only
Like,
people
it is
that's gonna
brainwashing. You're not
know
gonna
on
use
that
anybody to
original,
consciously when you
I
talk to
like
them.
that,
Fucking
I like
do it.
that graphic, it's awesome. But one of the things to keep in mind is, the only people that's gonna know that that's Colorado flag, basically is primarily the people that live in Colorado or have been to Colorado.
Or that
Quite
area.
frankly, I don't know
If they're American, they're going
You
to
know
know the
50 of the
Colorado
flags.
flag.
You
I
know
can
all
tell you, I
50
can take a
state
good
flags.
guess at where it's from.
I know
You
it's
know
Texas,
all
Flag,
50
Blue,
state
California,
I know a lot of
Colorado,
them, yes, I do.
and
You
Philadelphia.
want to test me? Let's go.
And
But
then-
I'm just saying, people know. People are not stupid, and it's all about marketing and marketing to their intellect about that. This is all I'm saying. It's a basic symbol of the Occupy fist,
Revolution.
which is used all
Revolution,
around
Colorado.
Occupy.
Revolution, Colorado.
Okay?
And
you
it's
have
all
the
American
mountains
And then quite
and the
frankly, we
flag.
got the
It's
anonymous
simple.
because really it started out with Dave Rage, you know, before Occupy Wall Street. So if we're really standing in solidarity and we really want to get the same message that's been across since day one, the anonymous mask is what has actually been there since the start.
Well, but here's the
Well,
thing though,
actually,
anonymous is mask
Valiant
though,
Bolt.
if you want to go back to that, then that's like saying we all have to be
Valiant
hackers too.
And that puts
And
us in an
unfortunately-
umbrella.
Symbol of it all.
What?
Like if we want, if you're trying to say like that, in order for us to brand all the way back, like the fact is actually like the move for Occupy Wall Street came first from Adbusters, and then Adbusters Anonymous, the actual hacktivists got on board with it and they pushed it out, and then all of us, Tom, Dick, and Harry, started doing the anonymous videos and stuff. But like, you know, and it is a strong usage. But I just think like personally like all American colors, Colorado flag, and a fist, like it's a clean looking logo.
And it's memorable. People see that. People have been seeing that. That's what's been on our flyers since we've been passing out from day one.
I've been
since
using
we've
it for
been there.
letterhead.
That's what we've been using as a letterhead. It just needs to be, and so I'm not dogging on your format is what I'm saying.
It actually, I mean, it looks sick as fuck.
flag
don't get me
was-
wrong,
that was
but-
behind
That
didn't
can
have
be
a fist
used
either,
as a
did it,
sub-page
before?
too, which is
It was
fine,
just
but it's
the-
a matter of
Changing.
branding.
What about the
Because
old
there's
small
always room for
friendship?
change. There's
That
always
was
room for
repeating?
improvement. And this is not a
In the
business,
background,
and
yeah.
we're not in this for the marketing. We're in this
Yes,
for
we are.
Because I don't even.
But
We're in
here's
this
the
for the
other part.
marketing.
You're totally in this for the
We're in
marketing.
this for the
Amber,
marketing.
Amber,
but-
think of this. If I may,
ourselves to.
if I may, Amber, think about
Real
this.
people, we need to show people.
All right,
People right now
Marketing.
steal sheep. The vast
No, we
majority
need
of
to
people
show
are
people what we're about
He's
by
saying
we're the
being
greatest.
the right thing, by doing
Amber?
the right thing.
If you're utilizing.
No,
before you
okay,
make
I'm
this
not
whole
arguing
thing-
after you
Hey,
when
guys.
those interviews. You're ridiculous, all of you.
Well, here's the thing, Amber. We can go ahead
No,
and do
don't
your
talk to me
idea
about
and
this.
not market it and stay this size forever.
It's not about the
Or we can reach
marketing.
people the way they're used to being
It's not
reached.
about
and
How else are
grow.
you gonna reach people though?
Why do we need to market? Why can't we go out and do things one-on-one? Why can't we talk to
You are. That is marketing yourself. That is marketing.
By a fucking
We have to sell a
By
product to
talking to
products.
people. You are selling our group.
But you still have to sell it
We're not
because people
selling
are used to being
anything. We're not
sold to.
selling
We are
We're educating ideas.
we're trying to convince people to be
Because these are
socially
the wrong
ostracized.
words to talk to me about this. The wrong words. Come at me from a different angle because marketing, selling, and all
It's
this
no,
shit
you
is
need to
fucking
come at us from a
bullshit.
different angle because you're just shooting us down the way you think we're just shooting you down. We know what we're talking about to a certain degree.
I know what I'm talking
I don't
about.
like it.
I know, here's the thing is, if I know how to get people to buy into something, and you have to sell to them the way that their brain's already used to being programmed. And you have to make things look cool in a certain way, and you have to be consistent in a certain way. Is that right? Necessarily, it's not wrong or right, it's a tool.
No, it's
But
wrong.
people,
In
here's the thing.
defense of Joel, I will also add that Adbusters
Anybody
was
that has
started by
page
a
layouts,
group of
web page layouts,
advertisers
knows that, right?
that figured out a way to market to people occupied.
Basically, yeah.
And that's what Adbusters is. It's
It's Madison Avenue, guys.
yeah.
My only thing is just on that, I love the graphic, like I said, my only concern is, again, is when you do a page layout, okay, when you're dealing with web page layouts and so forth. Like, for example, the colors on this are somewhat a little duller because you have contradiction, because like on our front page, the majority of what we do have is videos and photographs. And so if you have like the bright colors, the yellow, the red, that is going to be contradictive.
No, see, but you're not.
Yes,
You mean contradiction
I'm just
or
saying,
contrasting?
contrast,
you're
thank you,
seeing.
contrasting.
This is
thank
what
you.
you're seeing, Raven. You're seeing.
You know what I'm talking about,
You're
right?
seeing
No,
the
I mean,
logo
I
that I'm
think- I
talking
think you have
about
it.
on the entire page.
No, I'm not.
I'm saying, look, here's your
I'm
format
saying-
right here. This is your format. Keep all this, whatever. I'm not talking about any of that. Get rid of that and put the
That's
logo on
exactly
the
what
top.
I'm talking about. Have
No,
you
you
done
can
web
keep
pages?
this
Like,
one-
no, you know what I'm talking about. You just said
I
it
did
too.
it
You
for 5
understand.
years for a very prominent firm. So
Okay, well,
I really do like
draw on that 5 years of experience and at least recognize,
well,
at least
if you guys don't want my
recognize
help
that
in
we have a
terms of
more
marketing that
professional
shit,
site.
then I'm sorry,
I think-
and I won't put my input on it.
I personally think that that's more eye-catching than what we had before. When you come to the page, it feels.
And it looks more professionally done.
Board make.
That doesn't look
The
like
way-
Occupy.
The way that we had it wrapping around before was not good.
No, there's ways of doing it, but you should incorporate.
No,
the
but that,
logo
like,
that's-
I'll take
I got you,
responsibility
but
for that. I just
there's
dropped the
positives to
picture on and
this.
hit tile. Like,
Yes,
To what she's done.
No, what I'm talking about is, you know
It's
what I'm
just
talking
kind of
about, the
ugly.
contrast between the colors and shit.
Got some good pictures, guys.
I don't know, the way that I feel about it, if this was the one we had right off the bat, but I do see there being some sense between having the continuity there.
If you guys want to learn how to really market to people, come talk to me.
Hey, Haas, when you want to learn how to educate yourself, why don't you come talk to
Come on,
me?
peace and love.
Okay?
Peace and love.
Oh,
Peace and love.
wow.
That motherfucker thinks he knows more than anybody, and he's the one that needs to be more educated than anybody.
Logo.
No, it's not about the logo. It's about the fact that Haas thinks that he knows more than anybody in this freaking Occupy, and he doesn't.
We're in the cafe.
It's the fact that every time that somebody brings something up that he disagrees with, he wants to call them a Nazi. Patrick disagreed with him today, and he wants to call him a Nazi.
We're not at
A
the park.
Nazi. No, Skip.
I know,
A Nazi.
but we're not at the park.
Well, Amber disagreed with him today, and he wanted to call her emotional female. Bullshit.
It doesn't like being.
Well, and that's not the way to handle things, is by storming out.
Exactly. I see how much this movement means to Haas. He doesn't get his way and he walks out. That's how much this movement really truly means to Haas.
When they see for a bill for left guitar over and over again, and all of a sudden they're saying they want to play. That's not right. Is it a good thing?
I'd say
It depends on how it's used, but for the most part, it's not.
if you saw the way Occupy Pueblo changed from what they had to something more like what we have now, they did the exact same thing you did. And they had a very popping logo to start out with.
And we're trying to persuade
And they went
people.
back to the sun with the
You
people.
try to do good things, then it
You
will
know,
happen.
I've got both saved on my computer.
Think about it, Amber,
Both are
it's the
awesome.
same thing
I'll tell you what you're saying. Go ahead. I was just talking about the freaking if he would shut his fucking mouth for 2 seconds and listen. All I was talking about was the contrast because I think it is a good. I think both are great graphics. I'm just simply talking about the web page layout.
It's not about marketing.
But he couldn't shut his mouth for 2
Whether you
seconds
want
to
to
hear
agree with it or not,
anybody because
it is
all he
sales.
was thinking
We're
about is
trying
what
to
he
sell
wanted to
people
say
the fact
next.
that
How do you sell anything?
Can I put my plate away?
Retarded.
when you make
Unless somebody
a
ate
sign, what
it.
do you think is when you make the sign? You're
I
making
might
a
eat.
billboard trying to sell somebody on that
I'm
thought.
putting a message
trying
on
to
there.
get- you're
I'm not
trying to-
trying to trick them. I'm not using red, white, and blue in order to convince them that we're patriotic.
So,
You know, I'm not-
well,
I'm not
here's the thing: is you're looking at this the wrong way. When somebody has a product like a DeWalt drill, it's a better drill than a Ryobi drill. They have to let me know that the DeWalt drill is good, so they got to give me basically
Fancy
specs.
colors and shit.
They're all yellow.
Fancy marketing and whatever.
They spend a shit ton on marketing. Everybody, any company, if they want to get their products out there,
I feel that
has to spend money on marketing. But a
people
DeWalt drill is really a much better tool than a Ryobi
You
drill.
gotta admit you market yourself a little bit every day.
Well, you know, I'm
You do.
nice.
Exactly.
If an author writes a book and nobody reads it,
Right?
does it treat like make a sound when it falls in the woods? No. Like in order for an author to get people to read his book so that they can start having the kind of thoughts that he wants to shove them out, somebody has to market the fucking book. Somebody markets Noam Chomsky's books. Like you think that Noam Chomsky doesn't spend money on marketing? You think Michael Moore doesn't spend money on marketing?
Hello.
If we were to return to the fist and colored thing, how would we fade the colors in order to get back to the awesomeness in presentation that we have now?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's for people like you that are very smart in that area to
What I'm saying is, this looks more professional than what we had.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, I agree. 100 times. I
100
just,
times
I,
more
I do understand Oz's logic of wanting to stay with the continuity of the fist and the foot.
Why can't we
Well-
use the, just on the about page, maybe put the Colorado Fist flag over?
Let me ask you this.
No, I know,
Okay.
but he wants the bright colors and it contradicts.
I don't know.
They
This is, I'm just
contrast.
brainstorming. It's probably a shitty idea. But what if you took the silhouettes or of the fists and had them facing each other
Representing the many fingers.
with the Colorado flag going through one of them to the other? I don't know. That's probably really.
You can't have that bright of colors popping like that. Right.
Dark backgrounds with white text.
Yeah. And see, then you would need to put a
See,
background
here-
color
here's
that
my
would be a
thing.
little more.
Maybe Nike
something,
hasn't changed
you
their
know what I mean?
logo
And
in the
then
last
you put
50
too bright
years.
of a background color and it's going to
But they did
contrast
change
with the
it
video.
back in the day. They went through a couple till they found the one that was right.
Yeah,
We've
because they're like
been
real-time
3
colors.
months, and I'm willing to flush 3 months on something that will carry us further.
But do you know how many people like have utilized
That's
like
my
they
point,
change
is-
because we've got to change with the time. You know, we've got to change with what works. We continually update, just like we're set, just like we've said from the get-go.
logo
our
that we were
movement is
working on,
continually learning.
Whoever did it,
No, I mean,
it wasn't a
I'm not
very
saying
high
your points are-
quality
Resolution.
image. Anyway, it looked like it was done in bitmap, right?
Yeah.
And you know, if we're going to go back to it, we need to completely redo that.
The image.
To get back to this quality, we have to remake that image anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No. I like the one thing I'm looking at this like I would like that as a shirt. I think that would make a great shirt. And it's relatively.
I like it better than
Somebody
the Fist
smoked a
and
thing
flag.
before they came to me. I have a badass t-shirt idea, bro.
I think it explains more. But
I think it's pretty ill, personally. But like I do see the logic of keeping it. But honestly, we got bigger fish to fry. And if we're pissing people off over talking about this dumb shit, like we. It's not the best use of any of our time right now to argue over the.
That melts all wet.
Really, I'm good. I just think that there is logic behind using it. I like the fist and the thing, and like it does look good on letterhead and whatnot on white paper, and it'd be
White paper with black print, but not when you have video.
let me ask you this. Okay, so with that right there, how would we make that something that could be used on letterhead and things of that nature? Like how, like layout wise, how would you see that working?
Hey, Michael Clifton.
it's not like we have to get rid of that symbol.
You don't have to have two separate things. I mean, it's okay to have two separate things.
I think so.
It's perfectly okay.
I think this says more occupy versus.
The Occupy is the part that sells it, period.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, you think about it, Occupy is what
John Martinez is a
the
t-shirt.
brand is.
Hey, for the
It's
Occupy
what
logo.
sells it.
Right? Is the Occupy.
Now, for what it's worth, like this is actually more clever marketing than the other Occupy things. Just
Right. I mean, this one shows like we're breaking away from strengths of money.
did you do that?
No.
No, I found it online and we put Colorado Springs in there.
Okay. Well, are we gonna? What of that image did you find online? Because I'm just, if we're gonna be blasting out and using it, you know, if somebody else produced the image of the hands with the dollar bill chain, and we
No,
might
it
be
was
looking
another
at.
Occupy that had said like
How
this is for all.
about we have a
Okay.
hand
No, it was
that's
for
holding
all.
a rose that has a dove coming out of it, and dove's holding a banner.
I'm getting a
that says
tattoo of that.
peace. And on the other side of the banner
Go
is
tattoo
this
that on your
dove
ass. Be my guest.
wrapped
Quite
around
frankly.
it.
Actually, I could see Jack with it like right here. The rose being here with the dove coming
And
up.
then
Smoke coming out
the
of the
dove's
castle.
chest says mom.
And the dove's chest says mom.
And then we can have the Monopoly man with a shotgun. Down like this.
All your home will belong to us.
On the dove?
I has
He's
home.
trying to shoot the dove?
Wait, what's the
Somebody
deal with the
set us
logo?
up the revolution.
Is this for like a new website thing or
We
something?
just figured it out.
Wait, what's the logo
No.
thing for?
We're talking logo ideas. You gotta
thought we had
doesn't
a
really come to
dove
handy with that kind of shit. Wait.
Why don't we have a dove holding a joint?
It's a joint coming out of the dove's nose.
There's something universal that we should.
Sorry, is this something we're voting on, or are we cool? Like,
So dove and a joint.
I like it.
Dove and a joint.
I don't know. Amber tried to ask you, so what exactly are you saying? Like, are you asking? You know what I mean? Because he didn't even present it as a proposal. He didn't present it as like this or that. So I don't even freaking know.
well, if we don't know, I don't think we should be losing sleep or spending any more time on it. Like it looks good.
Does
Fuck
anybody
it.
have a problem with this?
Nope.
This is the current.
I say
We are in chain. We are in bondage.
Because I don't know where
If you
the
look at
original came
chains,
from.
The chains are actually made of
We-
the
we
money.
need to find out
so,
who
of
made
the
it.
money sign. So it's, we're breaking
Now,
away from the chain.
Clifton, the wisdom of Clifton.
I just want to make sure there's no Masonic influence in the art.
I have to go get my charger. Oh, it's right here.
But
Michael has brought up, or is elaborating on a.
Miss way better. She's out in the car. Thank you.
If we are going to use it, we do want to, as Mike was saying, identify the original artist
Yeah,
and
we
get
have
their
to find
permission
out
in
who
writing.
created it in the first place because we don't know. It wasn't me.
right. Okay.
And also, they might have a better resolution copy
Right.
because the copy we had was horribly bitmapped. You know, and then it pixelated to all hell, and that's why it was so small in the background.
Wait. You're talking about the fist one, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I think that Christy and Kyle come up with that, and if it's not if it's my understanding, they probably did it on Bitmap or some shit, or Paint.
Okay, my thing about
I don't know who did it, but
about
we need
the-
to find out who.
about the Colorado flag and fist is that it is to nationalism for my likings. I think that we are an internationalist movement, and that says more international than just Occupy Colorado. We want to be part of.
You know, Occupy actually
And I'm
started back in
like
January in
anti-American,
Tunisia. This shit did not start in fucking September in New York.
Yep.
We need to go back to Tunisia in January and really figure out where this shit started.
And we're modeling the Occupy movement on the Tunisian and the Egyptian revolutions. That is where
Right.
our momentum
We
comes
both
from.
like the Egyptian.
I don't know. I totally freaking dig this.
Haas just wants to control everything, dude. Honestly, that's what it boils down to. Quite
You know what?
frankly.
Actually, I think he just likes to argue with you and I, because
He disagrees.
no matter
with
what,
any fucking
you and I,
thing.
one of us is going to end up arguing with him.
It's just all just so confrontational with each other. Just also like attacking each other. Like so it
Well,
turns to an
then
argument.
why were we
Then people get
attacking
heated,
Raven's idea?
And then they just like
Or Raven's work?
just comfortable and then just
Raven worked really hard on this and came up with something solid.
Yeah.
Why are we attacking her solid work that like is, I mean,
I like it. It
No.
catches my eye
I'm
much
saying-
more so than the last one. I think it is perfect.
What the hell is that?
There's our saint circle like a monkey.
Now, who is getting Rick Green down here for a presentation?
Who's Rick Green?
He's doing the hold on.
Is he the author of the Constitution?
The Constitution made
Oh,
easy.
that's what Kirsty got somebody.
Rick Green.
Guys in the streets.
The Patriot Academy was designed by Rick Green as a 5-day political training program where students aged 16 to 25 learn about America's system of government from a biblical worldview. So, I mean, why are we getting people, Rick Green, the guy the Constitution made easy?
That's the one that Kirsty got for one of our next freaking education nights. Which, by the way, I will make sure that everybody freaking knows that I did volunteer and supposed to be a part of the education subcommittee. Okay, and none of this was ever said anything to me about
Rita.
somebody coming up, which was supposed to be discussed, but people take it upon themselves to try to make this shit a tea party. Guess what? We ain't a tea party. No offense.
Quick mini mic check.
Tea party.
Rita's here.
What's up, Rita?
Crazy per usual, dear, you know that.
For a while.
But good news, everybody. Old Adam's reconciled with the family, and he's gonna do fine. By God, it's gonna work out. Yeah, we got more food today over at the care and share, and everybody's gonna eat great, and he's happy, they're happy, the kids are happy. Does he have their uncle with him? And we're gonna, yeah, he ain't going to jail. That's a plus.
Has he gotten his Social Security yet?
Oh, honey, no, we're
It's a
gonna,
long process.
that's a slow thing, but no, we got the testing finished, so, yeah. So, anyway, but I'm proud of y'all just hanging in there and keeping on the meeting going, keep on going, and by God, I tell you, no, it's a good thing, hanging tough. Hanging tough is important, by God, I'll tell you, it's the Irish way to go. You all can do it. And we'll see y'all. Yeah, you know, and anybody in rough times, yell at me.
Thank you much for your generosity.
Well, I hear, guys, it is going to get to 0, so, you know, don't hesitate. I hear we got real cool stuff coming. I don't want anybody freezing. away, Jose. Take care.
Right, thank you.
Thank you,
Rita.
Rita. Did anybody actually have any proposals for vote night?
Oh,
I have a
this is
proposal.
okay.
Shouldn't we vote it on? Like, don't fucking argue over it. Just do it, especially if it was like something we all agreed on.
Have we voted yet upon rotating people within the admins on Facebook?
Oh,
I
that's.
thought you guys voted on that last week.
I wasn't here last week, so.
Oh yeah, did we? It was like me, you, and John, and Eric.
Because I haven't seen anything on the website.
We don't think we posted anything from.
Tripping me out, bro.
No, I think
because we freaking been voting on shit and shit's not being followed. Okay, we voted on freaking moderating policy, which was adopted by Occupy
Well,
Wall
they
Street
have-
some time ago, and it's still not being followed. And those people are refusing to follow
I
it.
must say that they have cleaned up, I've seen quite a few things deleted off there.
Haas's
Yeah.
response today to Amber talking about why are we supporting
Hey.
Ron Paul so much
And
on our
especially
case was
when
we're
he
meeting
called you a
Occupy.
Nazi, he called her emotional.
He didn't call her
and
a
he
Nazi.
said, oh,
He
it's
called
the
him
right thing,
stupid
this,
or
this,
something.
this,
I thought it was a knot tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was.
Well,
I
for what it's
could
worth,
talk.
I haven't posted any of my Ron Paul propaganda in some time. I started my own little
But
page.
you at least like respect that and go and you may like occupy liberty. So like what you do on that is cool. You know what I mean? Like it's not representative of Occupy Colorado Springs.
Yeah, I don't really give
And that's
a shit
what
what
we're
you do on
talking
your
about is
personal page.
Occupy Colorado Springs. And I know for
And
one thing,
especially-
is Ryan Butler has refused to follow the policies that we have passed in GA.
Well, I have kind of a suggestion. Why doesn't okay? Anybody that wants to be an admin on the page, I don't think we can really necessarily have.
We can't because he's the
Should
only
we
admin on the page. Ryan Butler is the only admin
No.
on that page at this time
We're
under
talking-
an
Well, I was talking about the
Anonymous.
community
No, that's
group.
the
I'm
that's the
confused.
group.
Yeah.
That's the group.
I
that's
was
the
saying
group
like
page.
if somebody wants to be an admin on the page, instead of necessarily like voting the rotating thing, like why don't we just add them as an admin? Like
We
why
can
don't
all
we
be
just make
admins if
fucking
we
yeah? Like
want
if you come enough to be out of GA and say, hey, can I be voted on as an admin? Who would say no? And then that way it has a consensus of the group. You
But
know,
I
like,
think people also need to realize that posting as Occupy Colorado Springs, which is what
Haas was
Haas
doing
has
today.
been doing, is posting under the name Occupy Colorado
so
Springs.
has it been posting? I haven't like necessarily looked at our page since like Christmas. Like has there been like a lot of stuff that's outside
He
of the?
called him and Nazi and her emotional
No, we
under
called him
Occupy
stupid
Colorado
and emotional.
Springs. Under the Occupy Colorado Springs. Whereas like you or
Like,
Christy
we
or
have to-
Robin
we have
go
to
to
have
their
people that are
go to
going
their
to be-
personal one, when they become in a personal conversation or a conversation of opinions, he actually was posting under Occupy Colorado Springs.
Was he? And just out of curiosity, not that this makes it better or worse, just from gathering facts. Was he designating who it was that was posting?
Yeah, he put HF at the bottom.
Okay.
However, I said Haas. First
If-
off,
if
you
you're
need to get out
posting-
from under the Occupy Colorado Springs page.
If you're posting on that and you are an
Count.
admin, you're going to show up as Occupy Colorado
No,
Springs.
no,
I
you-
sign that all
Use
the time.
Facebook ads. You go up to the right-hand corner right here under what your name says, or no,
I don't
under,
think it works
under
that
this
way.
arrow, and you say use Facebook ads.
Yeah, you can drop down and then you can surf as because I can post as Occupy Liberty,
Right there.
Occupy
Use Facebook ads, and so
uh,
any page you're an
Occupy
admin
Colorado
on,
Springs.
you can freaking.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think the more
Well,
members that are admins,
me and
the better,
Robin
like,
both have to learn
'cause
that.
Not
Yeah, you
everybody
just
has
do
time
that
to keep
and
their eyes on the
yeah,
page.
right there.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
and then any page that you're on, you
And I also
You can
and I
go
offer
see and
the
be
group
seen
that
under
the Occupy
that.
Safe Haven Facebook presence, everyone's an administrator. Every member is an administrator. Because in the leaderless movement, once you start designating administrators, you made a leader of the conversation.
See,
It's a
you
difficult
can't do
position,
that
a
on
difficult
a page.
responsibility to
though.
burden any one person.
You can do that in a group. You can't do that on a page. You can't make everybody, especially if there's like 4,000.
Yeah, you can't do that because we don't know everybody. Because all they have to do is like the page. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sorry, Obama's not going to be a freaking administrator on Occupy Colorado Springs.
Hell no.
Obama. If someone's gonna be blocking other people that are actual members of the movement and shit, and they're an admin, they should not be an admin.
Well, Ryan on the Occupy
If
Colorado
someone is
Springs
anonymous,
group
someone's
actually
not comfortable
removed
being
50
their
people.
personal self.
Did he remove it or
Many
did
of
they
which-
remove themselves?
I created that group and he kicked
He
me out.
is the only one that
How?
has
How?
access.
How? Because somebody else told me that. I'm like, how can you get kicked off your own group?
I had him and a few other people on as the mods on the group, right?
Right.
And then there was a bunch of drama, like Ryan or somebody else, I don't know what the hell is going on really, but people were like deleting people for no reason at all. Or because they didn't like their opinion. Not because they were saying, I'm gonna fucking kill you, or you know, stuff like that that didn't need to be kicked off or whatever. You know, it wasn't threats, it wasn't shit like that. Okay, so I was like, okay, well I'm gonna get rid of everybody but myself and like, you know, try to do this a different way. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I left one person else on as mod.
Aki Dog Anana,
It was-
also known as Ryan Butler's dog.
It was. I created that motherfucking page. I'm gonna say this again.
Is Ryan Butler Ryan King?
Yes, Ryan King. That's his real name is Ryan Butler.
And I
That's why
tried
Ryan King
talking to
online.
him about this several times. He denied it, but I've seen proof that it's actually him. And so he took it over, kicked me off my own fucking page, and yeah, I was.
How would you have security clearance
You
to
can do that.
really?
You can
Because
do that.
as an admin, if you give the people, well, like you know, like some pages you have to have a password to remove other admins.
But not for a group. Not for a group. For a group, any admin has the same like control as another admin.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So yeah, Ryan's a motherfucking liar, and I don't trust him for fucking
Well, I can show you the
Well-
messages on here specifically him telling me because he removed something that I said on there because he didn't like it, and then he added me back, and I can show everybody the messages like right here, what basically him saying I am a Aki Dog Anana.
Cuckoo Kachoo.
You lost 60 people in one day. Did you see that?
Yeah. And he flat out refused to follow the moderating policies that were passed by GA as well.
That's why I left that day.
Yep.
Well, and that's also one of the beauties I think of maybe us having like a plethora of admin as long as they're a core group. You know, so that way, like, let's say XYZ kicks me off, and then I can go, hey Patrick, can you add me back on or whatever, and then that way we can learn or whatever. Like, I don't know if it's once again the best use of our time is to worry super much about who's going to be the admin. I think a good way to solve it would be to, you know, just let the other people also be admin who are part of the group that show up to be able to say, hey, I'm going to propose that I'm an admin, and then like if we didn't know them from Tom, Dick, or Harry, if we thought they were crazy or something, then we could vote no. And if we're like, oh, that person's sensible, you know, then we can vote yes for it. Like,
Are we gonna be voting on Facebook?
no. We're
No.
talking about.
Wait, voting people on to be, because guess what? Nobody voted the people that's on there to be the admins.
When did this become fucking Survivor?
Thank you.
Well, once again, like.
Oh shit.
I don't recall voting on any of those people to be admins.
I didn't even ask to be admin. I just ended up admin.
I was at one time, and of course, once I freaking disagreed with somebody, disagreed with one of the people that's appointed themselves as the powers to be, I was immediately kicked off as admin as well. So
Well, then reach out to somebody else and have us re-add you. Like, it's not that hard.
then re-add me. I know you're an admin on there.
Yeah, like,
Go and add everybody.
I think we should just add
If everybody's an administrator, then anybody can add people back and pretend.
yeah. Okay, I got a proposal. Who here is comfortable with everybody in this room being an admin?
I am.
How about all members?
Yeah.
All members.
All members.
But no, it has to be somebody that's
Can't
going to
do
be
all
like
members,
here.
Like my Safe Haven does it.
Yeah, look what happened at the Safe Haven, Jack.
We've
Come
got
on.
Still going.
Yeah, and people's getting in fights, and you got minors
Just
streaking,
shoot me
and you
a
got
text
freaking
later or
bullshit.
Whoa, we got people sleeping out of the cold. We got people being fed. We got community.
Yeah, and you know
Can't
what?
mistake
That
those
probably
people
would have
that are
lasted a whole lot longer if you had just a little bit of structure.
Alright, let's not label things here.
Well,
Why
why
don't
don't
you
you
go
go
do
do it
it
and do it better and show me how to do it?
Well, I
It's not
understand,
saying-
like, Jack,
I will.
you know, went all in on this, and I know that's like, though, and I think that if we're gonna support it as Occupy Colorado Springs and that kind of shit, the people that are in there should be active, and they should be part of the movement, and not just parasitic fucks. And don't really give a fuck about anything except, at least we have a place to fucking, you know, chill, so we can spend the money towards, you know, getting drunk or whatever.
Yeah, I think if we
And
open
smoke
up
all of Jack's cigarettes, or anybody comes over, see if they have weed or whatever, and then seeing how many times we can fuck in the shitter while everyone else is outside smoking a cigarette.
Answer, a
It's
lot.
just- yeah. It's fucking just stagnant. It's not. Yeah, people are out of the cold.
Well, the
That's
Occupy
not
movement
Occupy.
is for everybody, but it's not a free run.
Exactly.
And you know, and like the thing is, like, who's to say it's a free ride, because it's a shit ton of work, and it's difficult, like, to a certain degree, and it takes heart and courage.
But it can't be one-sided.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, you know, like, we need to, there is a balance that needs to be struck between wisdom and compassion. And when we're enabling people to not man up and not realize their potential, and you know, like, I'm not saying to go out and make money or whatever, but I'm saying to realize their potential in terms of how they can contribute to the movement. You know, like, we're making it easier for these people to stay asleep and to not wake up and to not be proactive.
Well, we all have times in our lives when we're able to take care of others, and we all have times in our lives when we need to be taking care of ourselves. And I believe the more you love somebody and invest energy in them and take care of them, the more they're inspired to take care of themselves. And I can only attest that I've seen people improve dramatically in their just appearance, spirits, and well-being in a short period of time. When you're in the streets, and I've been there sort of, all you want is a warm place out of the cold to rest. People need that. That's important. We're all supposed to be hibernating during this season.
But I would say too, if we are going to get a building in the name of Occupy Colorado Springs, then we do need to have some sort of rules and regulations.
Occupy Safe Haven so far has worked with two things: right to sleep, right to safe quarters.
People will
That's
risk
about
going
as
to
far as
jail
we've
by
got.
breaking up these drunk motherfuckers.
What?
I've broken up drunk. There's people that have broke up fights over there. There's been, you know, and then other people going involved in other you know, instances around the apartment complex. Or it's just it's a liability, and a lot of people won't be involved with Occupy as far as that's concerned if, you know, it's a necessary risk. You know, if I'm going to associate with, it's just.
And that's the thing is, if you can have one or two, and for lack of a better way to put it, I'm sorry, but if you can have one or two so-called bad apples that ruin it for 6 or 7 other people, like, and here's the thing is, it's a matter of their choices, you know, and you can make a choice to improve Safe Haven and contribute to Safe Haven, which would, you know, and this is your thing. I'm not trying to project, like, but the way that I would look at it is that if somebody's going to contribute to the sustainability of Safe Haven, that's going to come from acting within certain boundaries and being accountable.
Right. But
and being accountable and asking
control anybody. So
okay, so you don't see a problem with two people that's drunk getting in a fight and headbutting somebody into the table while one of the people in there has a fucking knife this big.
But yeah, but nobody.
That's not a problem.
People had a little wrestling match that got broken.
That's not a problem.
Can't. I mean, things are gonna happen. Can't
so
control
when somebody
human
gets
beings. You know, people are gonna be people. But the important thing is that the safe quarters are restored. It's still there. It's still written on the wall.
I really thought you would have learned something by what's resulted from what's happened.
I've learned a tremendous amount.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why didn't you utilize it then?
What's with the combativeness?
It's nothing combative. It's like, wake up.
Wake up.
Yes, wake up.
It's going to be an official Occupy Colorado Springs thing, and everyone's going to get behind it, and there has to be some kind of standard enforced. Otherwise, it's putting so many people at risk.
Well, we can't be having news of people getting in fights. You know.
We've got enough problems with the society we're trying to change without having friction amongst ourselves.
They're looking for any.
So there's several people that staying at your house that are completely 100% not comfortable staying there, but they're staying there because they have no place else to live, but they're totally uncomfortable with the other people that's there.
Why are you saying people are uncomfortable there? Why?
Because I've talked to several people there.
Okay, well, let's not presume to speak for anybody else. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is what we have to offer right now. I wish that it was more spacious and people could have a little time and space for themselves. It's kind of cool.
Do you not understand how much better it would be? Is all you had to do is enact just a little bit of structure. It's called mutual respect for each other.
We do have mutual respect for
really?
each other.
Headbutting each other, getting drunk, fighting. Is
but you weren't there. Were you
yeah,
there?
I was. Actually, yes, I was there that night.
I didn't know that. Well, then how did it perspire?
Two drunk people that got in a fight, first in Amber's car and then in the apartment.
I mean.
Another time when two people got in a fight, and then one of them ended up having to go to the hospital.
And this was happening on a Jack was kind of trying to help some other motherfuckers out. He was detained by CSPD, and I went inside and said, hey, you know, try to break it up and everything naturally, and hey, y'all need to stop fucking Jack's cuffed right now. CSPD's across the way. And all this bullshit. And no one gave a fuck. There was only one motherfucker over there outside of people that are actually active, productive members of Occupy. There was only one person that stays over there that was outside. And he's actually been here a couple times. I'm not going to go on and name any shit, but they don't give a fuck. Even the one motherfucker whose name's on the list, that I pointed this out, is in fucking cuffs.
We got kids in
They're
there.
still going to be causing all this.
But they don't even care. I mean, Jack is the one that opened his house up, and they don't even care that Jack's standing over there in freaking handcuffs.
Well, then just like teach them a lesson. If they're being,
People do
if they're being whatever, abusive of the situation, whatever situation, and you feel they're being abusive, well, maybe you should like tell them to just like go live somewhere else for a while,
Yeah.
and then tell them like.
I don't feel like it's been an abusive situation. I feel that by and large, we've been very respectful and generous even in contributing. And you know
Well,
what?
maybe
I'm not
we need-
giving something and expecting something in return because I don't believe that's how it should work.
Maybe we
I
need
believe
to
I'm
focus
paying my
on
own
two
karmic
different.
debt back.
I mean, it sounds more like we want to do Occupy to help out homeless people, which is a just and valid
Occupy Safe
cause.
Haven.
Yes, but I think we also need a Occupy Colorado Springs building
Okay.
where we can organize events
And
and
have
whatnot.
bush
Well,
shelves.
let's get a building. Part of it'll be
Yes.
Occupy Colorado.
Yes.
It'll all be
Yes.
Occupy
Like
Colorado
a-
Springs.
like a
Just some part of
headquarters
it will
type
be
of thing, too.
Safe Haven.
But everything that goes
Command
on
center, whatever you
Safe
wanna call
Haven will be
That's what I'm
associated
trying to write
with,
a proposal
will reflect Occupy Colorado
20
Springs.
page statement there, just like that.
Nothing that goes on. in Occupy
Okay,
Safe
why don't you
Haven.
go talk to the 4 houses that Occupy Denver has and actually has structure and rules and regulations that the people must follow? Why don't you go talk to Denver ABC
don't
and ask them
appreciate-
about the compound and how the people that stay there all have to contribute and all have to follow by rules? And these are anarchists
Okay, I
that all
have-
have to follow by rules, okay?
First of all, I don't appreciate the tone that you're using to talk to me.
You don't
I
appreciate
don't know why you're
anything.
being hostile. It feels like it. Okay, I have visited Denver and Black Cross. I have seen how they handle things and how they lived. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you learn anything from it?
Yes.
Did you really? Yes.
What did you learn?
That they actually do have structure.
Yeah.
That
You learned
anarchy
that if
does
you
not
get
mean no rules.
We don't
printing
need to attack
presses,
each
printing
other, though.
presses, we don't need to attack each other.
Jack
You
is a
get-
very compassionate person. I think you guys have different ways of looking at things. I think that's fine. But he is a very compassionate person. And it's a matter of, you know, he wants to help out homeless people, which is a just and valid cause. But I think that it would need to be split from, if we were to have headquarters, we would need our own, just a small building for headquarters. But I do think it's a good idea to occupy a foreclosure or whatever the case may be, to
Oh,
help
yes.
house homeless.
Perhaps it could be like the Thunderdome and Occupy Denver, Occupy Safe Haven. You know, one supports the other, without necessarily being.
The Thunderdome, it's not there anymore?
Yeah.
So I
But
don't
in a
really
good way. I don't know.
foresee that we'll be able to have 2 separate buildings. You know, one for a headquarters and one for a safe haven.
The
For
thing is,
part
Occupy
time.
Safe Haven is separate from Occupy Colorado Springs, period.
Well,
But
I'm
at the
just
same
saying,
time, we're
like,
all on one team. We're all one.
if
we're all
we
together.
could temporarily
Team one fight, huh?
combine
Team
to
one
have a
fight, huh?
headquarters, because
First look.
a lot of us would probably be
Sure.
quite involved in that stuff, and it might make things easier on traveling and whatnot. But I think that we would need to establish more rules of conduct and respect. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, anybody heard, what's
What?
what is obvious to one person might be not obvious to another person. So, fucking maybe Joel thinks it's okay to throw toilet paper all over the bathroom, 'cause that's what he's been taught all his life. And I think it's okay.
My mom raised me way better than that, Amber.
Right?
No,
He was
just-
raised in a bar much better than that.
But anyways, and I was taught to put toothpaste on the toilet seat because that's what my mom said, whatever. You know, like, it's obvious to him that what I'm doing is wrong, but it's obvious to me that what he is doing is wrong. So, like, we have to have, generalized, rules of, respectful behavior, because my parents never made me make my fucking bed. Okay, never. I hate making bed. I think it's ridiculous. But in this situation, I might have to make my bed in order to keep things clean and tidy for everybody else.
And you know what,
I'm
like,
saying?
I don't even care about if you keep your bed clean.
Well,
Like,
exactly.
respect me and my space. You know what I mean? Like, you need to respect my space and my
Well,
property.
what if I throw my
That's
panties
what
on
I'm
in bed
big
every
on.
morning and you're getting fucking fed up with it, you know? Like, that's the kind of thing I'm saying.
Right.
It's like we have to have, like, friggin', I can't even think what it's called right now.
Bananas.
Tired. Just go.
Yeah. Good meeting.
Adjourned.
We got nothing accomplished.
We got tons accomplished. Every day we go stronger.
So,
what I'm taking back to the people at the house is that January 2nd we can start occupying Bob Cross's lawn, right? Camping out there. So that's the fallback plan for everybody.
with full respect of the property.
With full respect. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Please let them know what could happen.
They get shot.
What could happen?
What could happen?
By who?
Fred's house, right?
Oh.
His lawn, isn't it?
No, I was like, what? You could.
We
Is
could
there
all
a
be
big
hauled
by
out by
day
the
law?
police. Half of us could be hauled out by the police. 10 of us could be hauled out by the police. Whatever. Like, there are things that could happen, and everybody needs to be fully aware of what could happen in the event that it does happen.
And there will be structure there, just like Christy talked about, like they will be removed if they do not follow
Maybe we should have permits and waivers.
structure.
Yuck,
I'm glad
yuck,
you
yuck,
find
yuck,
this funny.
yuck,
you know.
yuck, yuck, yuck,
But I'm
yuck.
also glad that Jack, you actually caught. Hey, Jack.
He's probably going to occupy a cigarette. Lunch.
Occupy your lungs.
I will go back to my place and I'm going to post a feeler on all the different Occupy groups we have for the original artwork that Haas is talking about. And we'll try to work to see if we can generate a new, better resolution one that fits the pixel range of a page. And then we'll see what we want to do from there. But that original picture is a square.
Yeah, I know.
That's a fucking rectangle. You know, that square is going to look stupid in the middle of that fucking
I agree.
rectangle.
And that's
So
gonna,
we're going to have to
change
generate something
the
new.
layout.
It can be similar to what it was, but we have to generate something new
Yeah, it has to.
and better
we can
resolution.
mimic it or clone it, but essentially it's.
So my feeler will be who has the original and who created it. And can we use it freely? You know, based on who created it.
If you put tweaks on something that's already been made, like if you change the colors, you change the little things in Illustrator, you can make it your own picture, your own logo.
No, but what we need is we need the original because like
I-
the copy that we have is freaking just this
Yeah.
cheap ass bitmap
Google
BS.
image or whatever.
You know, pixels
Well, it's better
is
than a
cheap,
logo
like
idea.
whatever. We need a good quality. And so if the person that created it actually has a better quality that we could utilize in order to.
If they have an
So,
Right.
AI
is
file
there-
or something.
It's been an hour and a half. Is there anything else substantial that we need to go
Yeah, I
over?
want to propose something.
Go for it.
I think that the real issue here is like it's like a personality melding issue that like some people just don't meld together. They can't share opinions without being what's the word? At odds. Okay. So I feel that what we could propose is that like we all have our own like little section, I guess you could say, of like people that you feel that you get along with and that you have like good abilities that you could work together to do something, and then we all would come together, people that could talk to each other that are parts of that group and will represent each section to like come together and be like, alright, this is what we've come up with, this is what we've been doing, what you guys been up to, you know. So it's
So
kind of
split
like,
the room in half and say
so
you guys talk
it
about
would be like a
yes.
conglomerate, really. It would be like a melding of, you know, different
Conversations.
different points of view, and you know, like you can do whatever you want basically, and then you know, bring it to the table, and then put it all together and take apart what you don't want, and you know, maybe even add some other stuff, you know, and then just like try to figure it out all together. But we don't all have to be in the same room, you know. with these people that we might have not, like, we burnt bridges with each other, but then still trying to walk over the same bridge again.
Well, we gotta keep the team together. We're all passionate.
Yeah,
people.
we
We may
got to,
disagree,
but,
but we're all part of the
But
larger.
I don't think it'd be a good idea to split it up.
But it's not like a splitting up thing, that's what I'm saying.
People
It's like-
using their strings for things.
Yeah.
But that's what the committees and subcommittees are for. We've
But
already got so
I
many
don't feel
freaking
that there's
split
ever
up
been
groups.
really any, like, committees that have been like individual people going to each other's house.
Yeah, there
I
has
don't know,
been
but I mean,
actually,
like,
quite a bit.
But I mean, like,
I mean, some
like how
people
many
need a
committees do you
task.
have?
Some people need to be given a task
Yeah.
that they're interested in before they'll do anything.
Exactly. So
I'm that way.
if people that know each other and are more like with each other on a more like often basis, they could probably do like stuff together and then like, you know, come together.
That's
and
already
talk.
happened.
But I mean, like, I don't know, it just feels like.
I guess what you're saying is that the ones that you typically would hang out with are the ones that you should discuss things with, which is what we do.
No.
I mean, we sit there and mull over things all day long.
That's how you
And
get good ideas.
But I don't think it's a debate more as much as an arguing, and then it gets personal, and then you guys like start like bickering over little things even, and then like.
Walk away.
And then walk away, yeah, like you were talking about earlier. So.
I smell what you're cooking.
But I mean, like, there must be a better way to do this.
I smell what you're cooking, but we gotta be real careful because I can see that being divisive too.
Yeah.
But I think one thing we should do is we've had people go up to the ABC's compound. Grace had brought up last meeting about some of the communal living situations that they have in there, not just necessarily the ABC, but some different kind of things they have going there because there's a lot more movement going on there, you know. But I think we should definitely look into that because they love this shit, you know.
And it's working for them.
All I'm
you know,
saying,
obviously they're doing
really,
something right.
all I'm trying to say is that, like, trying to clarify, like, what occupying means and what, like, saying that this is part of Occupy, but this isn't a part of Occupy, or it's saying that this is Occupy. Well, what I really think, like, everything is occupying. Just being alive is like occupying the space and time. So, saying that you're not occupying or that you're not alive, basically, or saying that
you don't exist.
that you have to be doing something in order to be occupying, or that.
You gotta put
you
your
have
own
to
weight
contribute
regardless,
to
right?
occupy. You have to contribute to be alive.
Yeah, well,
You know,
but
our
if you're
contribution
getting
here,
if you're
but I
getting
mean,
a free
like,
ride,
this
like
isn't-
if
this
everybody
doesn't
in
exist.
here is contributing to money and resources for you to
I
freaking
wasn't
live off
saying
of, you
that.
should actually be at least holding a sign if that's all you can do.
But I mean, you're saying that, you know, I'm not occupying through what I do on a daily basis.
There's several
just being
people that
alive.
staying at Jack's house that are not haven't even held a sign.
Well, that's
okay.
what I'm saying. I'm saying that you don't have to be have to hold a sign to be an
They haven't done
occupant.
anything.
I'm
If
saying
you're
you
not-
don't have to do anything to be an occupant. I'm saying
But
that
you don't have to
occupying
demand
means that you're just alive. You're just a person that's occupying the space.
It's not a free ride.
I'm right
okay?
here. I'm
It is
just
free ride.
I'm alive. You know.
It's not charity though. If you're talking about communal
Being here.
living,
It's
it's
not
not
charity.
charity.
It's not what I'm
If
saying.
you're not contributing towards
It's
expansion
so
or at
charity
least
that you're kicking the
sustainability,
people
then,
out,
I
that
mean,
you sold them
you're
out,
fucking
so that
bad.
you can stay.
I'm not gonna carry a fucking.
Jack, so it's so charity that you actually negotiated to kick them out so that you could
That's a low
stay.
blow, Raven. That's a low blow.
Well, it is. You know what?
That's a
My
lot.
lease is up December 31st, and I don't even know where the hell I'm going to be living. But you don't see me bringing my charity to Occupy and asking everybody else to freaking support me. No, I take care of my shit on my own because I take care of Occupy as Occupy.
Look, that's
I'm
a
not
really-
looking for a free ride from
That's a
anybody.
really low blow. I
Take it
feel like I've been extremely generous and I'm giving every last thing I can. to
My
help
wisdom
people.
says
I'm giving every last thing I can
There's
too. That's why I
merit to
don't even
both.
know where I'm going to be freaking living on December 31st.
what we need
Okay.
is a rebranding bridge.
But you don't see me
So that's
coming to you
stressing
and
you
saying, "Hey, give me
Right.
some money.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a place to live."
My
And
rebranding
I don't have to
bridge
do anything
is
because
for
I do a
the
boss.
image, the original,
And I
high
still don't ask
resolution,
anything
or
in return.
recreate it.
No, I
And
don't
then we're
need
going
a
to have a
house.
fade and give, and we're going to fade between a few
I
of
think
them.
it'd be a good idea for you two to hug.
Every
I
30
want- I
seconds,
think
you
that
just
at the
fade
end
into
of the day,
another
it's
one. I like
also
it faded.
number
Okay, just to make you happy.
Another one.
I like it.
Oh,
You get
come on,
WordPress?
guys, that
It
was
starts out like
no.
that.
Oh, well, I'm glad
When you put in an image,
Yeah.
you actually make it solid and not faded. But we can have it faded to
Yeah.
the event for the month. You
Hey,
know,
Two hugs
we never have
in
talked
between
about
all
it,
of those
so-
ideas, like every few
Are
seconds,
we gonna do
fade,
this simultaneous?
fade,
Simultaneous hug, and I'm
We can have.
You guys talking about Jack?
I think it's brilliant.
And we don't necessarily have to
I'm
use the
sorry, I
old
didn't mean to,
logo
Taylor.
with just the new one. We can have multiple logos. I recognize multiple.
There you go.
Come on, bro.
I am.
Come on, bro.
And if
You can do it.
if I had to say what's on the Facebook page right now, we want you. That would be it. You know.
I like the Guy Fawkes.
I'm coming from
Uncle
left
Sam.
field. You know. Let's
Honestly,
just throw
like-
my hat into it.
Well, why can we have it fade into that?
Yeah.
And dude, you know what? This
And
just
have
thought of something.
a bunch of them fade.
But you know what? This just reminded me of something. Like, there's a lot of admins on the Dollar website, and like that makes it really easy for people to undo each other's crap. You know what I mean? Like, if Haas just wants to go home right now and just fuck up everything I've done, he can do that.
Alright, talk to Chris.
You know what I mean? Instead of having moderators and editors, like, you know what I mean?
Alright,
Like,
let's go. Give me
and that shit's hard, not easy to.
talked out.
I mean, dude, I respect you a hell of a lot more that first day I got on that WordPress. I was like, oh my god, I have 100% respect for Michael. It's this shit I don't even understand.
Well,
That's a valid point, but
to that effect, I think. Ooh, get that.
That's real life right there, Mike.
To that point,
It's almost
Real life.
I have backed up with every major change the entire layout. By
So
just
all
taking
you'd have to
the
do is
entire
restore it.
I don't
folder,
doubt it.
and I could do a restore,
Right.
you know, and maybe lose a post or two.
Real life.
But we are backing things up, and I'm backing it up for 11.orgs.
Real quick, can I just get a
Because somebody's going to
temperature?
figure out root access and delete everyone. I know it's going to happen.
Can I just get a temperature check from everybody in here right now? Like, who all agrees that if we have a community space, there does need to be some structure?
There has to be a standard. You
Like
can't.
some mutual, there has to be some rules.
Not everybody's mama raised them right.
Right,
And
so,
that's just a fact
so
of life.
everybody in here agrees that there definitely
Not
got to be
everybody's
some type of
raised
rules.
right. So can we get contact all the mamas and see how they were raising their kids?
Yeah, let's contact all those mamas.
Yeah, buddy.
Taylor wants to
I'll head up that committee right
he'll do the interviewing process.
We're looking for sugar mamas right now. Occupied sugar mamas.
You read my ad. All right. Good.
Taylor, by the way,
What?
I have a question for you.
Said you read
okay?
my ad.
Taylor, I have a question for you. Why is it on
This is
your
on
Facebook-
camera.
Why is it on Facebook? Like every picture that you have the biggest smile on, you're holding like either one gun, like a big ass like AK-47 or some shit, or two guns, or you're shooting.
Because that makes
Like,
me happy.
That's like honestly, if you look at his face, like that's where you have these freaking huge smiles,
That
like
were very busy today.
ear to ear
Obviously,
smiles on your
business.
face. We went over every
Business.
picture.
That's what you're
All right,
doing.
gotta go.
What Occupy Colorado Springs Update is? What you guys are? This is something.
I mean, for
No,
like
this is
4
what
hours.
Occupy Amber and Raven time.
Yeah, I mean.
Well,
it was
wait,
all
Occupy
business.
Amber and Raven
It was like
time?
a mullet, okay? It was like a
Get some
mullet.
quality hip hop in there.
Occupy
You
Amber
would
and
have
Raven.
one night of.
online.
And my
Okay.
pictures were the ones that were
Awesome.
studied.
Right?
We'll have one
So
that's
Occupy Amber and Raven.
Okay.
Like what?
You
Not
know,
earlier. I'm not.
shit happens.
I think this is
Which one?
group,
are we on?
ladies, and we need to keep this
When you said thank you,
You
and I
know-
said thank you too.
No, well, before that.
for the people, not for the
How about
person.
the election?
Not for the what?
I said, I'm sorry if I
Not for
Oh,
the
no.
goes out like that.
The people.
people.
You're just really good.
For the people, by the
Pushing
people.
buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it that the
Hey, I should be proud. I even got jacked.
like,
Life is not a drum machine, Raven. Quit pushing my buttons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't pull my stinky leg. Supposed to move
Ew.
Yeah.
Are you done with this coffee or are you enjoying?
Oh yeah, you can throw it away.
Is there any more garbage or anything you can pick up for these folks? Everybody just look around real quick and make sure that we can hear. Alright.
You forgot something.
What? I forgot you. I forgot you, Michael. Well, I'm going outside.
I have a coffee cup too.